it's really it saddens me. But I think until we maybe get a couple of people back like Liam Farrell, maybe Tony Clubb, maybe some of our more players who have more of an emphasis on the defensive side of things, that I don't see us managing the pace of a top quality side like Warrington. So I'm going Warrington as well.
Yep.
That's a shame. Huddersfield versus St Helens.
Oh, hold on. You just backed against Wigan? Is that like a first?
No, it's about the fourth time this year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've acknowledged that we're a shit team in transition at the moment. So,
Okay.
you know.
But even when you said it, I just assumed you said Wigan. I was like, oh, okay, hold on.
Yeah, no, it's the way I'm going at the moment. You've got it. You can't be.
Tell me about it, mate.
Too bloody minded with these things, can you?
No.
Look, I support a team that should be in contention in every single game. I should go into every game thinking we've got a hope, but thinking we've got a chance. But,
I agree, and I have done for for 15 years, but
this,
not anymore.
This podcast has been running since 2014.
Mm-hmm.
The year before this podcast started, Wigan won the grand final. Since then, there's only been 1 year Wigan have not gone to the grand final. So I think I'm fully vindicated in backing my team every week. But right now, this is not a grand final team. It's just a simple.
Same here.
Yeah. Huddersfield versus St Helens finishes things off 6:05 kick-off on Sunday tea time, and this one, because we've talked about Huddersfield being able to do some great stuff, but how good would it be just to see Saints get knocked out? Because they're good in games that don't matter. Well, it opens up things then, doesn't it, as well?
Yeah.
When the no doubt favourites will be pushed to one side, and I think if there's any game where they might be off the tempo, a small crowd, a Sunday evening kick-off.
Oh, you're building it.
There's things you can throw into the mix to suggest that this might not be the one for them.
St Helens never got off the bus. You can see him moaning about the referee already, can't you?
I'm gonna go Huddersfield. I'm gonna go Huddersfield. What about you?
I will go Huddersfield too. I'm feeling it.
What are you doing? I was doing that so we went different on one.
No, you don't want to. Okay, I'll go St Helens just to
be sensible.
Just to break the nostalgia. Yeah.
To be sensible about it. Yeah. Right. We have got a catch-up game in the Championship from one of the games that was missed earlier in the season. Rochdale versus York. I can't see anything but a comfortable York win, to be honest. So
agreed.
Don't need to spend too much time on that one. League One, we've also got a game. The Workington had a game against Coventry rearranged earlier in the season because Workington were had to have a cup replay, or no, a cup game that was postponed. That's right. So Coventry are hosting Workington at the weekend, not at the Big Butt. They're playing somewhere else. I don't know where. I hope Tim G finds it to do his ground announcing. Workington played pretty well last week, but they had to put a big effort in to beat Hunslet, whereas Coventry should be well rested up, and as long as they've been training well, I'm going to go Cov. Come on, the Bears.
Yeah.
Women's Super League. Now, this is a game of the week because this is the two clear form sides at the start of this competition. We're only a few rounds into it, but Castleford have looked fantastic, and St Helens similarly have beaten good sides so far. So it's a big one to call, this one. Castleford at home, that maybe gives them a slight edge against the Saints side.
Yeah.
How easy is it for you guys over there to follow the Women's Super League over here? Are you able to catch the games that they're putting on the R League app, like this one will be on Sunday?
Yeah, I get R League over here. Yeah, I can see the games. Yep.
Yeah. And how do you think the standard compares in our women's games to the women's games down under?
Well, the game's well advanced down here, and they've had some real, good players at a high level. That international level, that Australian team from the World Cup a few years ago was absolutely outstanding. So, and it is with Oztag and been so big over here. Yeah. You know what Oztag is, right?
Yeah, it's like touch and pass, but with a little bit of like pretend physicality.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and touch and Oztag been huge over here. You know what I mean? Girls who I work with at work have got awesome ball skills. Yeah. You just like, so it's in the Mark, please. Hashtag me too.
I just hope that Mrs. Wilco isn't around to hear about the awesome ball skills.
That's it, especially when I'm in upper middle management, talking about, that's an HR incident waiting to happen. The DNA of sport in Australia and women's ability to play rugby league and play footy and be enthused about footy, we're still that cultural pool where they've got so many players to pick from. That's the real and the professionalism. That's the difference in the game. But I think in the big tournaments, I think they've got more of a chance. The English women have got more of a chance of winning something than the men have. Let's put it that way.
It's the way they've concentrated as well, like on making the skills really, making the players that play for just a few clubs. So like it was a 4-team competition last year. I think is it a 6-team competition this year? I think there's more teams this year anyway in the NRL, and we're trying to do something a little bit similar, but it's still a little bit more watered down. With our competition.
But I think as for the second year, it's fabulous.
Yeah.
It's going in the right direction.
Yeah, and like whilst it's a little bit more watered down in terms of, because we've got the spread of clubs, the quality that we're seeing is fantastic. And actually, the more that these big name club brands are featured on stuff, because they're just amateur players, these women, but the more that they're featured on stuff, the more that the best players from the community clubs are going to end up playing for the clubs carrying the badge of the Super League sides, which will then concentrate that talent even more right at the top. What we don't quite, I think we've got players that are probably as clever at reading the game. We've got players that are as good in the physical aspects of the game. What we might not quite have is the skills out the back. Even though we've got some fantastic three-quarters in our competition, I just think every single three-quarter that plays in the women's competitions down under have got the skills that our very best have got. So we might have like Tara Stanley or Becky Greenfield who've got great skills as fullbacks at linking in with play, but every single like back in the women's NRL has got better skills than our best skillful players. It's a bit frightening at that level. But if we get them in the pack, we can beat them.
So what you're telling me is that in the women's game, the forwards can probably match the forwards, but the backs are a different class. Is that what you're telling me?
Where have we heard that before?
Has that not been the story for last? Since 1970.
No, for sure.
If we could get our best 17 on the field, we might beat them.
I think the difference as well is our halfbacks, our good halfbacks are past it for internationals at the moment. Yeah. Are real. Apart from.
Are we talking about the men or the women? No.
The women. There's there's some young ones who are not quite ready for it, and then there's some that have done it and can't do it anymore. Yeah. And it's about those young ones getting a bit more experience there. But I agree. It's a strong start to the competition again this year, and these two sides will be a good one to watch. Okay. Yeah. NRL Brit picks then. The Warriors versus the Dragons Saturday at 8:30. Roosters versus the Raiders Sunday at 5 a.m. These are all UK times. Rich, don't get up at 5 a.m. to watch that game in your time. And then the Rabbitohs versus the Cowboys that Sunday at 7:05. But it's great that we've got teams to support that are all going well and fighting for the top 8 spots. And make sure you get your fan reviews in on all those games next week for our show. That's us kind of done. Kind of done. Let's move on to wrapping things up with some recommendations and a little bit more chat. Right, wrap up time, and I've hastily sorted out a birthdays quiz. I'll make up the clues as we go along. On this
Fantastic.
One. And there has to be an asterisk thrown against all these now after Piggy Riddell said that everyone makes up their age in rugby league. You would have thought that he would have worked harder at not eating so much if he wanted his career to be prolonged rather than take a year off his age. Fucking clown shoe. Anyway, we're going to start with a young fullback who turns 22 on the 6th of May, which is today as we record. So a young fullback born in Wakefield who turns 22 today, who has played so far around 50 games in Super League, scoring 15 tries.
Ryan Hampshire.
No, unfortunately not. Max Jowett.
Oh,
yeah.
Is Hampshire a bit older than that?
Hampshire's a couple of years old, not much older.
Is he?
I think he's a year or two older. But there you go. Yeah. Okay. Second one. This man has both played for and coached the Catalan Dragons in Super League and turns 43 tomorrow, the 7th of May.
Oh, played for... Repeat the question, please. Go on.
Yeah, this man has both played for and coached the Catalan Dragons in Super League. He was a fullback in his playing days. He turns 43 on the 7th of May. 18 caps for France, by the looks of it.
Thomas Bosk? No, I know he played at 6, but...
Laurent Fraisignou.
Oh, this is terrible.
This is what happens when I do them on the fly. They're too hard, aren't they? Okay, now...
Well, it's when I've been not living in UK for, since 2011. It's just the little nuances of the,
Yeah.
I'm not looking for excuses.
So, this former player turns 46 today. He was born in Hastings in England, but he was a Parramatta junior who played for both Penrith and Parramatta in the Australian competitions before playing for the London Broncos in the Super League, before enjoying a occasional television career.
It's not Scott Hill, is it?
No, it's Tulson Tollett.
Oh, fucking hell. I know who Tulson Tollett is as well. Jesus.
Well, that's what happens when I put it together quick. I was harsh.
We should just not fucking bothered.
There you go. Well, here's your opportunity to throw out something in SLP recommends. And actually, based on your Facebook activity, I'm assuming there's a bar in Leeds that you want to recommend.
There is. As funnily enough, there is. However, I'll start with a couple of TV shows, actually. First up, I've been watching The Act. The Act. It's a Hulu one, but obviously with the wonderful world of technology, you don't necessarily have to subscribe to everything, allegedly. So it's called The Act, and it's with Patricia Arquette. It's about she's a mother, and it's about it's an American crime drama, and basically it's about Munchausen via proxy, where she convinces everybody else and her daughter that she's daughter's like sick, but there's actually a daughter starts to realise that she's probably not as sick as her mum's let on, and it's how that dynamic transcribes. And Patricia Arquette's the mum, and it's based on a true story as well. It's like true crime drama.
Yeah,
and,
when I was in America last year, our friend that we were staying with listened to a lot of podcasts about this very situation where parents basically convince their kids to be ill. It's fucked up.
That's right. Only in America, right?
Well, yeah.
It's traditionally very American as well.
Yeah.
It happens. It's really prevalent in America. Some about their society, but yeah. So that's awesome, and I recommend that to people to watch that. Something me and the wife started watching the other night was that Gentleman Jack with Saran Jones.
No.
Yeah, it's a new BBC HBO thing where Saran Jones is like this woman it's set in Yorkshire. It's about the Lister family and the coal trade.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, that's a real period drama with Saran Jones.
Yeah.
First 2 episodes, HBO, BBC thing, absolutely outstanding.
I've never heard of that.
And
What's it called?
Yeah,
that sounds like Emma would enjoy it.
Yeah.